urban style individual.
What's up with y'all? Hopefully this video finds you in good spirits, and if not, well, at least you not DSP. And it appears that Phil's antics have finally, and once again, broken through the pigverse to the point where big YouTubers like Asmongold have decided that they're going to respond to and comment on Phil's madness. And it's always nice when people outside of the verse get wind of Phil's antics and decide that they're going to make a video on it, because all it does is reaffirm normal people's response to somebody like Phil. And what we're going to cover in this video is Phil's response to what Asmongold had to say. So let's get into it.
Dark Owls, whatever your name is, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it, says, what do you have to say about Asmongold's criticisms of you earlier today? I don't know anything about them. I don't watch Asmongold. I don't know what he said, to be honest. I don't particularly care. Earlier today, we were playing Pokemon. And we were just chatting and chilling while I was playing Pokemon. I have no clue what he could have criticized. The stream was actually incredibly well supported. I wasn't even asking for contributions or anything because it was so well supported. So I have no idea what he could have criticized, nor do I give a shit.
So this man is really going to sit here and act as if just because he think the Pokemon stream went well in terms of the amount that he begged, that nobody has anything that they can potentially criticize him for, as if you don't have an entire archive of you doing crazy shit online for the last 10 or 15 years, Phil. But that one Pokemon stream, I guess, is supposed to negate all of that. It's crazy.
Honestly, you know, he can say whatever he wants, good or power to him. He's definitely one of those guys that reacts all the time to content. So, I don't know. Here's the question. Was he watching my content and reacting to it, or was he watching Detractor content? Because if he's watching Detractor content, he's not watching my content. He's watching one-sided, skewed, very focused on negative content that's not representative of me. Case in point, right now.
My question would be, how is it not representative of you when the majority of DSP Detractor channels are clip channels? So they're not adding anything to it aside from what you're doing, and it's usually raw. So what exactly are detractors doing to skew you in a negative way? They're not doing anything. They're just allowing you to speak. And it's always been like that, Phil. Now, your argument would have more merit if maybe if you pointed to somebody like me, because I put together a narrative, I put together a package, and maybe you could say maybe I'm interpreting things wrong, or maybe I don't understand things contextually. Sure, you can go there with somebody like me, but generally speaking, most detractor channels are just clipping you, Phil, so you really don't have an argument here.
Okay, I can watch Wings of Redemption's Detractors, and I can watch some of what he does raw, and you could see a little bit of a difference between it, okay? When you just watch his Detractor content, no exaggeration, they only show him dying a bunch of times, playing Battlefield, and raging every time. In reality, that's not what happens. He dies, but he doesn't always rage. He only rages at times when he gets, like, surprised, or he's genuinely shocked that he died in that way. It's not every death. But of course, the Detractor content makes it look like that. And the Detractor content will take focused moments of things that happen over a 2, 3, 4 hour stream and only show the ones that may be twisted as negative. Sometimes it's out of context. It only shows half a conversation.
And you know why they do that? Because the detractors understand and know what people want to see, right? Your content, and as well as Wings content, is not digestible. And it's very obvious that y'all are making content simply to pay the bills. But this is not something that people really can consume on a regular basis because it's not chopped and curated the right way, Phil. So what would you have them do? Is Asmongold supposed to go to your stream and watch 2 hours? Is he supposed to wait for you to come back from the bathroom? Is he supposed to wait for you to set up your lights and download things and bios that you haven't done yet, Phil? Like, seriously. So the real question is, why haven't you and Wings went about clipping your own moments? Now, you said before that had you just went about the whole, this is how you don't play, and did it yourself, maybe you would have made some headway, and maybe public sentiment would not have changed against you entirely, which I completely disagree with. But you don't even attempt to try to make your content digestible, but then you want to complain about people not watching it. Doesn't make sense.
So knowing what they do to him, You can only assume it's probably exactly what they do to me. Whatever. The way I see Detractor content, it's a way to at least get a quick, digestible idea of how the public is perceiving someone at any given time and what they're criticizing you for. With Wings right now, they're criticizing him because basically he's not on lolcow Live anymore.
Now you see how Phil wasted not 1 second throwing his so-called buddy, his so-called contemporary under the bus. Didn't take him long at all. This is Phil essentially saying, Asmongold, don't make fun of me, make fun of Wings of Redemption. He's far worse than me. And the reason I believe that Phil thinks Wings is beneath him, because why else is he attempting to assist him? Because we know how Phil thinks about people that are above him. He doesn't like them. He hates them even, right? But people that are beneath him, he's going to act like he's giving them an olive branch or something, like he's doing Wings a favor. And it's just so pathetic.
He keeps insisting he's not going to go back, but his streams aren't doing very well. His streams are making anywhere between $40 to $100 each, and that's it. And he's complaining he's not making a lot of money. And everyone's like, you're going to go back, you're going to go back. He's like, well, I don't want to, right? So that's one of the things. And of course, him eating on the streams constantly, rubbing his face constantly. There's a few things that they got him for, that's what they have issue with him. Okay.
How is this relevant to what Asmongold had to say about you, unless you're trying to deflect and put the eyeballs on him instead of them being on you? And this is part of the reason why people don't want to do business with you, especially long term, because you are an opportunist, Phil. And the second you get a chance to do something that's going to be only beneficial for you, that's what you're going to do. And so that's why people treat you the way they do. They only deal with you when they can get something out of it, because that's how you treat everybody else.
Okay. And of course, I guess a lot of people also say that he lies about a lot of stuff. Like, it's been established that things have happened, and then he later on will try to say it in another way that, oh, it didn't happen that way, and then hope that people forgot or something. Again,
yeah, that's typical lolcow behavior, because y'all think y'all the smartest people in the room. And it's always been funny to me when y'all try to retcon things when most of the things that y'all do is recorded. They even got websites where we can keyword search certain things, certain dates, and certain times. But y'all still will come on here with a straight face and lie to people. And then in the same breath, wonder why people don't take y'all seriously. I mean, I wonder why, Phil.
And I don't know, because I don't know a lot about the guy, so I can't confirm or deny that. But that seems to be a running shtick of the Detractor content for him.
So if you can't confirm or deny any of it, what was the point of you saying it to begin with? Why? Wings of Redemption does not need you to be his ambassador. He does not need you to be his attorney, and he surely does not need an additional person putting him down because you think you're better than him. He already has trolls. You are becoming like RTU in a lot of ways, even though you would claim that you're not, because every chance you get to talk about other lolcows, you do. But at the same time, claiming you don't care and you're not a lolcow, yet you're going to have lolcows on your show. But you're not a lolcow, yet you want to play fighting games with other lolcows. Like, somebody make sense of this for me. It's crazy.
So here's the thing. Knowing how that is with him, I can only imagine the stuff that's said about me. There's probably things that are brought up constantly that are from the past that don't apply to today anymore. There's probably things that are taken completely out of context.
Things from the past like what, Phil? You begging? You're still doing that. Your attitude and your demeanor on stream is still terrible, even to this day. You playing mobile games, you admitted a couple weeks ago that you're still playing multiple mobile games. So what exactly doesn't apply today?
Here's an example. Yesterday, on the first stream, I was in a bad mood. I will openly admit to all of you, for whatever reason, I was in a bad mood, okay? So I kind of got argumentative with the audience. I kind of, at the end of a stream, I was banning people. I was being stupid. Between streams, okay, I had a change of heart. I said, you know what? I got to stop being a grumpy old man.
Now, do you think this is something that he did on his own volition? Or was it a well threatening him saying, look, I don't like how you've been treating us. As of late, you've been over the top. You've been berating us. You've been calling us names. You've been demeaning us. And if you want your support to continue, you might want to change how things have been going as of late. Because Phil does not have it within him to look within and say, look, this is what I'm doing wrong. Because if he did, he would have did it a long time ago. So you can't tell me now, all of a sudden, you have this gift when looking back at your history There was no indication that that was in you at all, but all of a sudden you have it now. Doesn't make sense.
I gotta be more open, be more nice to the audience that's here with me every day. So I went back, I unbanned some people. I actually added the ability to do the text and moral support messages. And I started being nice again. And then people actually appreciated that on stream, and we had a really good night. When originally I felt like we were gonna probably have a really bad night unless I changed my bad attitude. So I did change my attitude, and we had a really good night last night, right?
And why exactly did you have a bad attitude? Because as of late, your dents have been supporting you, quote unquote, according to you, in droves, right? So the only reason why you could be in a bad mood is if you have been having bad luck on that damn game that you play, or those damn games that you have been playing, Phil. So you're taking their money, you're wasting that money, and then you're getting mad at them for the way you wasted their money. You just can't make this stuff up, man. It's crazy.
Right? Now, how many detractors made that content and explained that thoroughly and actually outlined it how it really happened? I'm sure every video, correct? Every video made about me said that, right?
You want credit for things that you're supposed to do. This is crazy. This is very much akin to a toddler or somebody who's in elementary school. And you know how back in the day, they would have charts or whatever indicating how good you were that day or how bad you were that day. And if you were good enough, at the end of the day, you would get a sucker or a sticker or a pen or something like that, indicating that you were a quote unquote good student that day. This is Phil's behavior and his approach to that. He feels like just because he did what he was supposed to do, that he's supposed to get an overwhelming roar from the crowd and showing him how great he is. And we're supposed to bow to our knees and give him a round of applause because he acted like a normal person. You out of your damn mind, dude.
There you go. So, yeah, that's what I mean. So when you're only watching the detractors, you're only going to get half the story. I'm sure that Asmongold reacted to a toxic story about me. I don't care. Let him react as much as he wants. If ever he wants to actually come watch my real content, not the detractor content, he's welcome. I don't think he ever will, because the thing is, it's not digestible. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not digestible content. This is a 2-hour hangout session with my audience. He's not going to sit here and watch that.
You hear that, Dents? You hear that, Wells? Phil is outright telling you that he has no interest in reaching out to a broader audience, which would in turn alleviate your burden of supporting him. So what you better do is get another job, another hobby, another something that generates additional revenue, because you're going to have to play the role of 3 or 4 people for this dude, because he is uninterested in doing anything else that could facilitate an additional revenue source. He's completely content with begging the 4 or 5 of you every single day for the things he needs to sustain himself. So strap in.
Wants to just see the clips, the snippets. So he's only going to see the bad things. That's what people clip and make snippets of. So there you go. See, I'm aware of that. That's why when I watch the wing stuff, I'm like, okay, I got to take everything I see here with a grain of salt. I got to understand this is not representative of the full story. This is one side.
Well, if that's the case, Phil, and there's so many good things in your stream that people are not putting out on the internet, why don't you do it? The reason you're not doing it, number 1, is because you're lazy. And number 2, because those moments do not exist. Your streams consist of you looping and talking about something that happened yesterday on your stream, you asking for money, and you applying pressure when the money doesn't come in a timely fashion. That's all it is. You really don't have any content. This is why you focus so heavily on this so-called chill and hanging out and all this other nonsense with the game as a backdrop to try to hide what's really going on.
Some of it may be true, some of it might not be true, but I know that. I go through it. So I know all about it. Asmongold probably is just watching it and just reacting honestly to detractor shit and negative things said. I'm not going to hold it against him, but at the same time, I do feel like there's a ton of these React YouTubers that are way bigger than the people who they react to. And they don't understand that when they react, that has negative consequences for the person that they're reacting to. That there might be people who maybe would check out that content, but now they won't because you saw a detractor video that says they're an asshole or portrays them as an asshole. Now people think they're an asshole.
No, what he did was watch clips of DSP being DSP. And I watch Asmongold, and I highly encourage y'all to go watch his clip on Asmongold TV. All right, it's pretty interesting. He looked at several different clips from several different years, from several different games. He even went back 10 years or so, and it was the same DSP then as the DSP we have now. And in some cases, Phil, you've even gotten worse. So you keep acting as if there's this whole wealth or this whole other side of the story that people are not putting to the forefront in an attempt to make you look bad. But what I'm saying is that other side that you keep talking about doesn't exist.
Is that fair? Did you actually go watch the real content? So maybe you need to have an air of responsibility. Maybe you should actually be watching some of the real stuff to see what it's representative of. If Asmongold was watching this stream right now, do you think that he'd be like, oh, wow, what an asshole? Probably not. But
I think he would. I think he would, because you have become so immune to your own shenanigans that you don't really see how entitled you actually are. You think that this is a tame stream because it's tame in comparison to the other things that you do, but it's still bad. That's the part you don't get. You're almost 50 years old and you're an e-beggar, bro. There's nothing good about that. I don't care how you try to spin it.
But yesterday, if he saw me in a bad mood out of context on one particular stream, he probably would say, wow, that guy's an asshole. And rightly so. But that's not the big picture. I don't know. That's why I'm not into the full-on reacting to people. I'm just not. Like I said, like every once in a while I'll react to stuff, but I don't just want to be someone who's reacting and judging people. Like I'm some holier than thou person. I'm so much better than you. I know better than you. I'm going to judge you on everything you're doing.
Ain't that what you did to review tech? So we already know that this is hogwash, because when it was beneficial for you to do, that's exactly what you did. And if you could continue to do it and make money doing it, you would do it, because we know you don't want to play video games. And the only reason why you don't lean all the way into that is because you're not good at it, Phil. You're just not. This is why you have to play all these different variant games, whether you like them or not, so you can keep casting a wide net and attempt to gain whales, because you're never going to appeal to a wider audience ever. And it's funny because the internet generally never has a consensus on anything. There's always divided opinions on things. But when it comes to you, we're pretty much in lockstep.
Because I know how people treat me. Thermic Venry, Asmongold does not respond to requests for anything. Like, I would say it was probably a year or 2 years ago. I reached out to him when I heard he was talking about me and my content, and I tried to get an answer from him. He just never responded to a DM or nothing. He didn't care. So I don't think.
And that's probably one of the smartest things he could do. Why would he ever listen to or respond to something that you're saying? All that would do is give you a signal boost that you do not deserve. All right. And it's only going to create more wells for you, which in turn is going to pump up your chest even more, which in turn is going to make your behavior even worse. Because when things go well for you, Phil, you turn into an asshole. When things go bad for you, Phil, you turn into an asshole. So this is why some people don't deserve to have the things that they have, because they don't know how to act when they get them. Sometimes the wrong people get prominence, and you're one of those people. And that's why your fall has been so precipitous. And it always will be, Phil, because when you were on top, how did you act? How did you act? I mean, this man was making videos about being mean to the people in his damn Xbox inboxes. And these people were genuine. They just wanted to reach out to him. They were huge fans or whatever. Oh, shut up. Oh, leave me alone. Yada, yada, yada. He always thought he was so much better than everyone else. And I think that's largely because his mother knew what was going on with him, her special little boy. And how she compensated for that was telling him how special he was. Yeah, he was definitely special, Linda. He definitely was special.
He's ever going to respond. So that's the other thing too. These people who are bigger than you, they'll react to you. But then if you try to respond to what they said or even try to get their attention, they ignore you. You know? It's very easy for someone like Moist Critical to call me out in his videos. But then I'm like, well, just have a conversation with me. Instead of talking shit, why not have a conversation with me to understand me better? And
why would he do that? Because you proved when you went to the side scrollers, those people gave you an entire day to correct things, to make things right. And you sat up there all day and lied to them over and over again, even about things that we knew were true. You still lied. So it is not beneficial, nor will it bear any fruit to sit down and have an interview with you. Why? Because all you're going to try to do is to perpetuate and solidify your narratives. That's it. And everybody knows that. So dealing with you on that level is a waste of time.
Maybe if you have a conversation with me and then you think I'm an asshole, great. But at least have the conversation. Oh no, I don't do interviews, I don't do conversations. That's the response I get. Well then, don't talk the shit. If you're gonna talk the shit, now you are invested in that person and that content because you said negative things about them. Your audience thinks negatively about them. Now you gotta give them the time. Or else don't do it or it's irresponsible.
Right, but the audience doesn't think negatively of you based on what Asmongold said. They think negatively of you based on what you've done, Phil. And that's what you keep failing to understand. Nobody is forcing these behaviors. We're simply documenting it. That's it. And that's the part you keep missing. When you go through Asmongold's comments, there's plenty of people on there like, oh my God, this guy's still here. Oh, how do people ever give him money? Oh my God. They're speaking as if they already knew of your existence and they're just being reminded of you. So your narrative doesn't hold up here, Phil. It just doesn't.
Just saying, but you know, that's how they all are. You know, we'll react as much as we want because it's all fair game. It's allowed on YouTube. Yeah, but now you've hurt someone's reputation. Is it really fair? Or should you actually give them the chance to respond? And that's the thing, you'll never see it. Now I'm responding. Asmongold will never get this response because all he'll see is detractor content. Will the detractors take this response fully and unedited? No. They'll edit it to make me look like an asshole, and that's what he'll see next. See.
So what we're watching right now is your response, and it's completely unedited. It's a completely raw clip. And I'm still waiting for him to show me the channel that is editing him in a negative way. You notice he often says that, but he can't point to a particular channel or person that's actually doing that. That's how you know this is something that he's making up. And beyond him making it up, this is something that he has to push to his dents. This is the official marching orders, if you will. This is what you should believe in my absence. So let me reaffirm this. So if there ever was a time where I could not come here and reaffirm these things, you know what to say, right? It's ridiculous.
You see, it's a vicious cycle. This is why I don't care. This is why I don't care what Asmongold says, what Moist Critical says, what anyone says. I don't give a shit. I do my own thing. I'm happy. We have a good time together. That's what matters. I'm successful. It's all good.
You don't care. That's why you spent 10 to 15 minutes crying about it, right, Phil? Because nothing says I don't care like harping on something for the better part of 20 minutes. But this is my question to you, Phil. Is Asmongold jealous of you? Is he envious of you? Furthermore, does Asmongold want to be you, Phil? Because that's generally what you say when people have negative things to say about you. You claim that they're jealous of you, but we know Asmongold has far more money than you. He has a way bigger online profile than you do, and he has far more respect. So why is he talking negatively about you, Phil? See, Asmongold is somebody who has a public profile, so you can't just make up nonsense and apply it to him and have your dents believe it, because they can easily go over there and see that those things are not true. So what Asmongold represents is the normal response to somebody like you, Phil. And you would like to claim that the detractors are out of their minds and they're terminally online and all this other stuff. Well, is that Asmongold as well? Or is he having the response that normal people would have to you, Phil? My goodness, man, this dude still has not figured it out. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Urban style content. I'm dead.